Garden State Film Festival Filmmaker Interviews. My name is Mike Cassidy. I am one of the hosts with the festival, and we are celebrating on March 26th to the 29th this year in Asbury Park in Cranford, New Jersey, across 9 venues, and we have over 200 films from various different countries. I have the pleasure of speaking with the folks behind My So-Called Iraqi Wedding, Acer Salman and Sada Siadat, who are joining us right now. Thank you so much for joining me today. Acer, you are the director, writer, and producer, and Sada, you are producer, actor. Thank you for joining me. And if you wanted to give a little brief synopsis of the film that we are so grateful for you submitting to us.
Oh, take it away, Acer.
My So-Called Iraqi Wedding is the story of Sammy, who is on the eve of her wedding, kind of going through a existential crisis. That is sort of prompted by, you take it.
Societal pressure,
right?
Family pressure, and feeling like you're getting older and everyone expects you to be married, and not getting wrapped up in the pomp and circumstance of wedding planning, and listening to your heart.
I think we can do better than that.
I think we can. We will work on that.
We can go again. We can do it.
Wait, are we doing?
No.
No,
yes.
I'm joking. I'm sorry. No,
we're really live.
Oh, we're really live. Okay. I teach and I was just listening to pitches all day. So my brain, I'm so sorry. It's a comedy about what happens when the pomp and circumstance of an Iraqi wedding sort of overtakes the true meaning, which is, how do you trust your heart and how do you find the person that you're meant to be with? I think that's a little bit better, more encapsulated. Everybody's like, I'm not wanting to see this movie now. I don't know what they're talking about.
So this is a kind of story that we don't really get to see too much in the environment around here. What was it like for you guys to be able to tell this story and share it on such a scale?
Well, Asa wrote it, and you wrote it because it has elements that are true to your own life and true to your heart, right? And then I think, one of the reasons we collaborated is because as Middle Eastern American women, we're not seeing stories like this told on the big screen or the small screen nearly enough. And we wanted to take this as our chance to share with our audience and audiences unlike us to teach them about our culture and our world. So it really is a story for everyone, not just Middle Eastern people, but it's light and funny and means a lot to both of us.
Yeah, I'm from Iraq, and I've always been fascinated. I'm kind of bemused and also like lightly eye-rolly to some of the traditions that happen with the Iraqi wedding. But I really, they're so fun to go to on the Iraqi wedding, and I really love the debka that happens in when you go to a wedding. And so I wanted to kind of take that and also play with this idea of a traditional American rom-com, like how do you know he's really the one, and set it in this backdrop. So like Sarah was saying, we were kind of one day sitting around talking about why are we waiting for people to give us permission to tell our story? Why don't we just do it ourselves? And so I'd written this feature, and we thought, well, this could lend itself to a short, and let's do it. Let's just put it together. And to your earlier question, we were welcomed with such open arms from the community. Totally. It was amazing. It was just like, people coming up and saying, oh, we need this kind of story. And, you don't really see that with, I haven't seen that mainly because of the stories I like to tell are comedies. And so I feel like it's reserved more for, maybe more serious things. But I feel like comedy is a easier way to kind of, not easier, but like almost could be more effective to, reach people. Because they're laughing, and then you're kind of, slipping in a little message in there, and
it's more accessible.
Yeah, more accessible. Exactly. Yeah. So we did a crowdfunding and really were embraced by the community. They came out in full force in terms of like wanting to help, in terms of being, crewing up, and even the dance at the end, we needed to fill in with some, we had professional dancers, but we needed to fill in to add to it. And we had a bunch of people that just showed up and just learned the steps. And that was really cool.
Yeah.
That must have been such a great like atmosphere to be a part of and everybody. And I totally agree with the comedy and everything. You're laughing and you don't even realize that you're taking all this other stuff in. It kind of brings your guard down, I feel.
Yeah.
I also saw that, Acer, you are an accomplished author as well. And your book, The Wrong End of the Table, is, do you want to go into that a little bit too, to market that a bit?
Sure. So I was born in Iraq and I grew up in Kentucky. And so I just always felt like I didn't fit in. And the title comes from literally for two reasons: not fitting it, like being at the wrong end of the table, feeling like I never quite fit into any group. I didn't know, how to be myself. I kind of, hid who I was, my authenticity. But also, when I've been at parties, literally being at the wrong end, there was always something more interesting going on at the other end. And I don't know. I don't think that that's specific to being an immigrant. I think that's just, me, maybe young and being neurotic. And so I wrote it, and it was just meant to be something that I would self-publish. But luckily, I caught the eye of an agent, and he took it out, and I was able to get published. And again, it was the same thing, where embraced by the community, but I found that it went beyond the community, because it's really all about authenticity. And again, like the story that we're telling in this film is also about authenticity. And I think the stories that Sarah and I, and Sarah has done on her own, have always been about finding out who you are and just unabashedly being it, and that's really kind of, in a way, I always like to say it's like a sort of a quiet revolution. I know that sounds a little self-important, but it's like, if you can be yourself, then, that's all you can do. But you can really like, just, you never know who you're going to connect with that might say, oh yeah, I was like that, or I could see that. And it happens in strange places. So just with the book, I had a lot of people that were, I wrote it for somebody like me. I wish it had existed when I was growing up, as a teenager, awkward, whatever. But a lot of people were like fathers of daughters, or fathers of daughters whose friends were from, the Middle Eastern culture, or Southeast Asian, that kind of thing. And so that was really interesting to kind of see where it's always cool to see where what you do or what you write lands. So it's just been enriching all around. But yeah, I try to bring it into everything that I do, that whole like authenticity.
I think that's a story that everyone can relate to. And I can already tell you that the audiences at this festival will definitely be able to see themselves through that, through your film, and through hopefully the book as well, if they get a chance to read it.
Awesome.
Sadal, what was it like for you to be a part of this?
This movie really meant a lot to me. I wanted to do it from the moment I read Acer's feature. I wanted to figure it out. I wanted to play Sammy. I, in real life, am married to an American who is white, and had to learn about my family's culture. I'm half Persian, half Arab. My mom is from Bahrain and my dad is from Iran. And so for me, I was like, oh, it's resonating with me. And I'm not from Iraq, but I'm from the Middle East. And I know that there's many people who this story will also resonate with. And what I liked was the comedy, because, there's a lot of strife and hard stories coming out of the Middle East right now. And it was nice to be on the end of, weddings are still happening, families are still happening, babies are still being born. Life is also happening in these times. And it's nice to like still shine a light on those stories and share them with the audience, so that we know full things are happening in that part of the world. So this was a great project for me, and I loved it. And we're actually on track to make the feature. So we're in pre-production now. And
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah. So it's been a really interesting journey for us getting here. It's taken many years, and there's still a lot of work ahead of us, but this was really made to be a proof of concept to get the full movie made.
That's incredible. Congratulations again. I'm excited to see the feature whenever it is out and ready to.
Thank you.
Of course, yeah. So why did you want to submit it to our festival?
We worked actually with an amazing festival coordinator, and she loves your guys' festival. And for her, she was like, this is it. You have to apply to this one. And we trust her implicitly, and felt like because she's picky. just to be clear. So this was not, her thing is not throw spaghetti against the wall. It's go to the meaningful ones. Yeah, people who care about the films that are shown, and that the audiences are committed, and they pick high quality films, and you guys were on that list. So thank you for accepting us.
We're very honored. Yeah.
Yeah, we are too. This is really exciting. It's been a wonderful time experiencing festivals, and we're really excited to showcase at yours.
The honor is all ours. Thank you so much for letting us share this story with everybody that's going to be in attendance this year.
Yeah.
What was finding the cast like? How did you guys come up with like the chemistry that you can feel through the screen and everything?
I'll jump in on this one.
Yeah, it was a dream. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, it was a dream. And we called out our friends that we've known for 10, 20 years who are still acting and who are Middle Eastern, and everyone said yes very easily and very quickly. And so for us, the only thing we had to really cast was the little girl who plays 8-year-old version of me, and she ended up being my neighbor's niece. So yes, so because that was hard, searching far and wide for a kid, and it's just a little scene, but you still need to find someone who looks like me, and who can handle some Arabic dialogue. She did not speak Arabic. She learned and memorized the lines in Arabic and did awesome on screen. Was great to have on set. Her mom was great. So we got really lucky with the casting, and it just kind of felt like a family. It was very, very fun because there was dancing, there was kids on set, there was all kinds of stuff happening. We shot in my house, we shot in my mom's house. So we could not have done better with this casting, honestly.
That's great. Yeah, I was actually going to ask about the little girl. Yeah. So what is the message that you hope? Because this is something that I have not been super familiar with throughout my life. What do you hope folks that look like me get out of this film while they watch it at the festival?
Such a good question.
Yeah, I mean, I think the idea, just a taste of that culture and the traditions and the custom, the rituals,
rituals
of the wedding. It was kind of sort of like part explainer video, if you will, like in there just to kind of get like set up the world. But I think in that, hopefully they'll just see the joy that comes from, a celebration, and that it transcends cultures, that like everybody, the more specific you are, the more universal you can be. And I think it's whether you're Iraqi or Bahraini or
from New Jersey,
yeah,
like
Irish, yeah,
or Irish, right?
Right, yeah, our weddings, yeah.
They're big, right? And each culture loves to celebrate weddings. They put all their money into it. Everyone flies in from all over the world. The bride gets so dressed up. I mean, there's so much importance and ritual around weddings. That's a global truth. And so this is a slice of our traditions. And I think people have already been telling us that they see their own traditions in there, and they learned something at the end of our film, because there are parts of it that are a little explainer.
Yeah.
And it's funny and insightful. And I want people to leave feeling like, wow, I either saw myself reflected on screen, and if they weren't familiar, that they learned something.
I think, yes, especially during the world right now, I think it'll show that we have a lot more in common than we actually know.
That's it. Nailed it.
So thank you for sharing that. I really appreciate you sharing the film with us and giving the opportunity to show it to other people around here. I know it's going to resonate, absolutely.
Yes.
We are unfortunately coming to the end of our time, and we like to have our famous last question of, will you be able to attend the festival this year and we get to meet you in person?
We're going to try. We're out here on the West Coast, and it's been hard to kind of get out there with family and obligations and things like that, but we're going to do our best.
It's not one we want to miss, so we don't take it lightly if we're not going to be there.
We'll understand completely. I'll be upset. I'll take it personally.
You should, Mike.
I know it's about me, or if it's about Taylor with her blinds, that's an inside joke for the viewers. But thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me. I really had an amazing time. Once again, it is my so-called Iraqi wedding with Acer Salman and Sadat Sidat. It is being shown Sunday, March 28th, Block BC 27 from 6 p.m. to 8:15 p.m. I know you guys said you're going to try your best. I hope that you can make it out, but if not, we'll represent for you.
Thank you,
Thank
Mike.
you so much.
Take care and have a wonderful night.
Thanks, you too. Great talk.